Okay, let's see. That's good. Let's get over here. My channel. Let's see the YouTube stuff. Let me mute this. Cool. All right, cool. Well, we are live for sure. So Twitch is back. That's good. It's quite late, but it doesn't matter. Let's do a session. Let's kind of open up our stuff here. Whew, alrighty. So let's kind of go back here and here. Let me run my Docker on my other screen here. Containers. Let's run this Postgres here. And then let's run our what is going on? Sorry. Use 1771. Nice. Yarn dev, I guess. Yarn start. Cool. Alrighty, great. Let's kind of open up other stuff. So let me get this fellow over here. Let me get this Twitch chat as I always do to this screen over there. So pop out chat. So let's kind of do something like this, and then something like this, as we always do, and then something like that, I guess. And then let me do this, and we should be good in a second to get hacking, start hacking. And then let's open obviously our VS Code. What do we got there? Yeah, let's open Storybook. Fronts, NVM use, yarn Storybook. All right, amazing, great, cool. Alrighty, I think we should be good. Let's just put some music on. And since I'm multi-streaming now, again, I can't use this kind of, what is it called, Twitch VOD thing. So let's just find, I don't know, no copyright free music. Yep. No, let me actually go to YouTube instead and say, yeah. All right, let's find something. Royalty-free music. Oh, let's put the volume down. All right, hopefully that's not too intense. All right. All right, well, that's what it is. All right, cool. Great, great, great. Let me just kind of set up the mic. Hopefully this is not too intense. I don't freaking know. No, all right. We got that there. We got this here. Nah, not really. Let's do it like this. Cool. All right. All right. Good evening, Heights and Balls. Good, my friend. I just started streaming because Twitch was down for some regions, so it just came back up now. So I it's a late one. I just started. I'm actually starting now. I haven't started yet. But good. What about yourself? I haven't seen you in a while. How is everything? All right, let's kind of get cracking slowly. Let me just get some water here and stuff, and we should be fine. Let me just do one thingy here. And let me do one thingy here. Yeah, that's actually cool. Great. Had a nice long weekend. Nice, man. Happy to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah, basically, not much here neither. Just trying to do a session tonight, and yeah, that's pretty much kind of how it is, right? Let me just kind of, I don't know what this is, but it looks cool, so I'm just gonna enable that. All right, let's get hacking here. So last night we've been fiddling with feed, I believe, and we kind of started doing it in Storybook. So this fella here. So we started kind of doing it here. So what I'm actually thinking to do today, let's kind of go and search a bit for Tailwind feed. I believe I did that today, and I believe I found this thing which I liked in a way. So going back to our kind of mock-up here, let's see, Tailwind share inputs or whatever. No. Tailwind share tweet. Let me just kind of get some ideas. I'm just gonna get some ideas here and then we proceed, because I just started streaming. I haven't actually. So yeah, that's how it is on those other profiles. How does it look there? How do you? So there's a button called tweet. Ah, interesting. So yeah, that's also a good one, right? So there's a button, and I guess you click it and then you send a message of some sort, right? Interesting. So maybe that's better, right? I think that's a better UX, honestly, because it feels a bit meaningless to. Let me zoom in here. It feels a bit meaningless to constantly show this input on your feed, right? It kind of feels redundant to just constantly have that in your face, right? So maybe that isn't ideal. Maybe we should have it like Twitter or something like that, right? Let's kind of. Good evening, my friend. Barcode, how you doing? So actually what I'm gonna do, I like the Twitter idea. I'm not gonna show this by default in feed. Actually, that makes all the sense, because feed, you know, we're going with all of this minimalistic stuff, and I feel that it goes against our dude. Nice, very nice, man. Super cool. Looking also forward to try your stuff, man, and help whatever you need, feedback or testing or whatever. Feed.stories. Let me go to. Let's go to draw.io. I'm kind of split apart now between some things. Actually. No, let's open up. Did we save something last night? Yeah, I believe we did this one, right? So basically we're saying that let's kind of duplicate this view and then let's kind of get it over here. Oops. And I will get this desktop version anyway, but let's get over here. So let me copy this and let's put it here. I don't know why is it saying that I'm trying to quit. I'm not. Save changes to save changes. Okay, that's what it's asking me. All right. So basically, let's get rid of this. So we're gonna have some sort of feed that's super simplistic for start, and then let's kind of put a button somewhere, just like this Twitter thing has. So let's search for a button here just quickly. So we're gonna have a button somewhere. I don't know, somewhere. Flash message or whatever. Tweet. Any ideas how should we call our own version of a tweet? and I don't even know why I keep saying tweet. I guess it became just so widely used that it's like, how should we call it? Right, a flash. Share a flash message. Nah. Flash message. Flash message would be flash edge. Flash edge. Let's just call it flashage for now. Flash message, flashage. I don't know. But let's just call it, let's just say, yeah, let's just call it message for now. So, very interesting, the kid, good evening, very interesting. A commit. Let me think about that, a commit. A commit. Let's go with that for now. Let's go with that for now. I like it. I want this platform to be super kind of chill, literally, like, so we have the freedom, we can do whatever we want. I don't want it to be boring or whatever, right? I don't want it to be boring or anything like that, right? So let's go with that, right? So those guys, and what happens, so when you click on a, when you try to tweet on Twitter, I guess they show this pop-up, right? This model, and inside of the model you do it and then you la, right? Yeah, probably, okay. So, if we go back here, no, if we close that, if we go back here, yeah. Interesting model. All right. And then if I go, actually what I wanted to do, if I go here, I like something like this. Let me see if this is literally just pure tailwind. Nah, it doesn't seem like that, is it? But let's kind of try to build something like this. Let's try to replicate this, right? So let's go to source, views, feed. Let's create components folder here, and let's create let's call a component feed commit. Then we'll eventually have feed article, I guess. So let's just create feed article, right? So let's start with the feed commit. Export all from... actually, this should be here from feed commit. This is just for some... Yeah, and then let's say import React from React, export const feed commit. So we want to build basically, we want to kind of replicate this for now. Well, not literally replicate, but do something like this at least. Yeah, something like that. And then we will not support those images, I guess, and stuff for now. Let's just slowly, so let's see. So this is going to be one kind of div. Let's just break it down, and then so all this is going to be one div, or actually no, this is going to be a wrapper. Then I don't know if we're going to need those 3 dots, we'll see. And then we're going to have this text. All right, so let's just so let's say here h4 maybe. Let's get this date. Let's say span just for now, and then we're gonna fill this in, and then we can actually put this in another div, and then over here we can have this avatar. Let's just say that we have a div for now that says avatar, and it has class name of width 10, height 10. Let's just design it PG red 500. We don't care about how it looks like. Good evening, idea maker. How are you doing? Good to see you again. So we're gonna do that, and then we can clearly see that this. So this guy is actually. So this guy is, yeah, that, and then this wrapper. So essentially, this guy should be flex, and then item center. That's good, and then we're gonna have a paragraph basically over here. Let's kind of grab this fella here. Then we're gonna have another div. Gonna say let's just say span, no comments, and then we're literally trying to replicate it. 43 likes, and then eventually we're gonna have an input. So we're gonna replace this by our draft.js and stuff. For now, let's just put some arbitrary input, and that should be it. So all right, cool. So let's create a story out of this now. So let's actually grab some boilerplate from, actually let's go to the button stories. Let's grab some boilerplate like this. Let's go into, let's say, feed commit.stories.jsx. And this is going to be feed commit. And then that's going to be like that. And then this is not going to have any props for now. Right, okay, let's see. Let's now go to our storybook. We'll actually have to change this. So let's say feed and then feed commit. And then go to, yeah, so here it is now in the feed commit. It's beautiful, look at it. It's literally as it is there, isn't it? All right, let's now kind of, so let me just get rid of this first. So let's say over here, let's actually say here gap 2. So to push kind of this from to the right. Been working on my app, la la la. Let's go back. So this is what we're trying to replicate. Let's add some border around this whole thing. So let's say here class name border gray 500. Let's add some padding. P4. P8. Yeah. I'm not literally going to replicate it. I just like the layout of this. I'm not going to make it look exactly the same. I want to make it a bit better for our own case. So let's say here text white. Let's, for this fella, say class name text extra small. Let's, does this actually have some margin or whatever? I feel that there is some. Nah, there isn't. Let's say here tracking. No, not tracking. Wait, tailwind line height. Yeah. Leading. What would be leading? Loose, snug, tight. Actually, not sure if. So let's try here, leading tight, even though, yeah, I guess it's okay. I mean, I zoomed in, keep in mind, to the infinity. So, all right. Cool. So let's keep on cracking at it. Let's find, let me actually go to their example. Let me copy this image address just so we can use it as an example. Let's go over here. Nice. Let's kind of add this stuff directly to the image. Let's get rid of the div. Let's say that this is rounded, even though I don't know if we actually rounded like full or something, I think. Idea maker, I'm basically now trying to fiddle with our feed, so I want to actually build a basic feed. The API, I believe I already did like a month ago or so. Now I primarily want to just I just want to kind of do some of the layout, right? And that's kind of what we're hacking on right now, right? And I just found this example that I liked, and I'm just gonna build that component with that similar layout. It's not gonna look exactly the same because our layout is even simpler than that one, and we are kind of very squarey, very futuristic. You probably noticed there's very few border radiuses in this app, right? So margin Y4. Yeah, kind of we're doing it is just, yeah, sure, border. Yeah, something like that, right? And then, and then, yeah, this guy should also be kind of flex, right? And then gap should also be 2, something like that, right? So we're kind of cracking at it, right? We're kind of getting to, and of course the width is full width, which is fine. It kind of looks strange here, but if we kind of just the story, if we go to our story actually here and contain it into some kind of, into some div of some max width, right? So let's just say here class, just for this demo, class name max width, let's say 7, yeah, and then let's say mx auto. So right, and then we kind of get that, right? Now actually, if we go back to this fella here, let's import our own text area. I'm not actually sure if we're gonna use that or draft.js, but just so we have our own style here, right? Then we're missing icons, right? Let's kind of grab some. Let's go to our style icons, right? Let's say comment. Even though, let's actually go to our platform. Don't we already have a comment icon? No, we don't. All right, cool. Let's see what type of icon those guys have used. I actually like their icon. I like their icon. Let's kind of try to... We need something squarey, futuristic, minimalistic, right? Something very, very simple. That's our selling point, if I may say that way. If you have an idea for an icon, feel free to send it or give some suggestions. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, this is square enough. It's just I don't like the direction. Is there like an opposite direction of this thing? Comment note. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think I like this one. So let's kind of grab it as we always do. So we copy it. We go to optimize SVG, right? We then put it in our directory. We run our SVGR, right? So let's do all that. Some of you have seen how I do that. So we go to icons, and not here, but we go over here. We say comment.svg. We paste the fella. We kind of get rid of the stuff that's useless, of some of those things which are not needed, right? So that's good. Let's actually, before we run our stuff, let's see which other icon are we gonna need, and we need because I don't know if you saw I don't know if you saw the build process of this the kit, right? I find icons from various sources, and then I run them through SVGR, which optimizes them and stuff and turns them into React components, right? So basically you're gonna see in a second, right? I'm not really a fan of hearts, though. I'm not a heart type of guy, but if that's what 100%, honestly, and 100%. Like, the thing is, right? For a long time now, I mean, I came up with this idea. The Kita SVGR is a tool that transforms SVGs into React components, right? And this library basically, let me shut up just for a second, just to paste this here. So this library essentially, you give it an input folder of raw SVGs. So you have a folder of SVG files. You give it that input, and as the output, you give it a folder to which you want it to generate React components from those SVGs, right? And then, of course, on top of that, if it's only doing that, it would be useless. But what it does, it applies all of those cool SVG optimizations. So it removes unnecessary markup. It kind of makes them smaller by removing that markup and compressing them and stuff like that, right? But you can read here, you can see basically it takes something like this and it turns it into something like this, right? And then, of course, on top of that, it also turns it into, so you're gonna see how the process looks like now in a moment. So basically I just do this for myself. You can see that I've just used this online tool. So what I'm gonna do now, actually pay attention now. So we create an additional icon here called heart SVG. Did I spell that right? Yeah, the thing is, right, I'm not, yeah, I did spell it right. I'm not using really Next.js or anything like that, right? Next.js and a lot of those tools, they come with a lot of this stuff kind of built for you, which is respectful in many ways. But I do this, right? So you can see now I've added 2 raw SVGs. And what I'm gonna do, basically, very simple. I'm gonna go to my front end directory, right? And I'm gonna run yarn build SVG icons. This build SVG icons is my own process, right? And boom, now that's it. Now I have 2 new components that I can use, right? And over here, I'm gonna just say, you know, like I'm actually gonna auto import it just by saying comment let me actually come here, comment, and you can see if I find it somewhere here in this infinite list of garbage, should be, well, sometimes this is a bit dumb, so let's say import comment from assets icons, and then let's also import heart, right? And that's how simple it is, right? Now we can say here comment, and we can also say heart. Going back to what you said, idea maker, 100%. The core idea of it is to exactly do that, build stuff with community as much as I possibly can, right? What is this complaining about? Actually, it's not complaining about that. Okay, so now we got this. Right now they're gonna be huge, obviously, right? So we're gonna go and kind of give them some class names. So we're gonna say width, you know, I don't know, 10, width 5, same here basically, right? And then gap 2, something like that, right? And of course, like, yeah, it's not still very great. Let's get also here. So we're missing a bit of obviously margin in the paragraph. So let's kind of add that. So go to this fella and say, you know, maybe MY8 or something like that, right? Yep, getting there almost. All right, now let's kind of fiddle a bit with those borders and stuff. So let's try 600. Yeah, I like that more. So relative to this, let's see what we can do. Kind of, so they have it a bit. Kind of, they have we'll actually have to use this fella now. On our kind of fake feed, or well, on the attempt to make the feed here. And we'll have to maybe try to make a list of those. Yeah. Is there 4? Too small, I think. All right, so the previous thing was better. I just wanted to kind of check it out how it is. All right, cool. So, but it just feels so much useless space here, right? There's so much space that this thing is using. I don't like that. think it's quite useless actually. Try to reduce that. I mean, is this really that important? Like, nice, nice, nice. Nginx is one of my favorite tools out there. Let me kind of, I don't think that this should be here. So I think it's quite a, yeah, just, okay. So, okay, this is better, right? In a way, it's cleaner now. Let's kind of try something like this. Yeah, I like clean stuff, right? This also is way too much padding, too much space. What if we actually don't have the border? Exactly, 100%, 100% agree, right? On top of that, right? On top of that, the text area should only be seen basically. So yeah, now when I observe this, yeah, right comment, I guess, should only be seen if you click on some icon to expand and show the comment in. So we want it to be as minimal as possible, right? So in a way, let's achieve that. Let's kind of get over here. So we want simplicity, right? Not you again. Please also, you guys, when you're watching, remind me of that. We have to be absolutely dumb simple. Absolutely, Heiss and Balls. Thank you for saying that, man, because feel free to just share, because 100% true. This is just temporary state variable, just so we kinda, yeah. So we have that. We reduce this to 4 maybe. No, even 2, right? Something like that, right? So you're gonna see a list of those messages. Then we can now obviously show those icons. It's fine. I should have kinda, give me a moment here. Should have kinda kept them somewhere. Let me just paste it here, and then we'll rearrange it. And let's now see where we put those. So we don't really need this sort of stuff, that sort of stuff, right? We don't need any of that. Just an attempt to test something out. Yeah. Amazing point as well. Literally, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. 100%. And then we can even, yeah. Exactly, right? That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely, 100%. Just making it absolutely minimal, right? Nobody cares about those types of things, right? So we can actually now, I do feel that we can kind of put it somewhere around here, right? Can I do this? Actually, no. Yeah, because this is not inside of a flex, right? Right, and then maybe those numbers could be over the icons. Let's make them as such, right? So let's kind of put this, those are all going to be obviously populated by the data from the API and stuff clearly, right? So let's kind of, so what do we want to do? We want to need to play with this now for a second. This is now a matter of nailing it where to put it. And for those two icons, it's going to be quite similar, but not quite the same. So actually, yeah, wait a minute. So let's do it like this. I don't know, I'm just kind of playing with it. Exactly. I mean, wasn't even, to be very frank with you, like, wasn't even on my, inside of my thoughts, I must admit, what you said. Very good point. It's just like, literally, I haven't even been thinking about that, right? Nah. Well, yeah, actually, no. I'm just playing with this. Yeah, I think it is. It's just like generally, right? You kind of have this. Yeah, but I think you're right. Let me just revert this. Let's see. I also agree that it is more readable, right? My Docker stopped, whatever. Okay, yeah, I mean, I agree, right? I agree with you, absolutely. Yeah, I see that my, I can see that my VSL has kind of failed for whatever reason. Let's try that again. Agree with all comments, genuinely. Like, let me just, I don't know what the hell is going on. Let me, my VS Code has gone nuts. Let's kind of, let me try to, give me a second here. Let me see what's happening. Docker desktop failed to start. Failed to start. Okay, give me a moment here. Let me try to, so basically my Docker seems to be failing for whatever reason. Engine failed to start, okay. I think it is, you're 100% right. Windows is trying, no, it's not. I did update it before the stream. How the hell do I quit this thing? I generally don't use it. I only use this on Windows. This interface like this. How do I like task manager? Can we just kill it or whatever and then reopen it? Docker. Yeah, let's just like brute forcibly kill it like this. We know it's dead for sure now. Okay, let me try to run it again. So strange, why the hell would it just fail randomly in the middle of the stream? This I've never seen this before. Literally makes no sense. We didn't do anything, right? Yeah, I know Heisenbolts is just did that for 20 years literally, I swear to God. It's just my mind is now elsewhere. And hopefully I don't have to do that very often, right? Jesus Christ, okay. A lot of stuff here has gone nuts. Jesus, okay. Let's try that again. What was it? API? Yeah. This is just NVM kind of failing sometimes as well. Yarn dev, let's see. All right, yeah, we're good. I have no idea, honestly, what happened. Absolutely no clue. No clue what happened there. Anyway, let's get back to it. So I got some comments from you guys. Let me actually open VS Code again. Hopefully now it's gonna open. I hope so, truly. Front end. It's Windows Terminal. It's literally called Windows Terminal, and then I customize the hell out of it, right? Docker is the best thing that ever happened to our industry, right? It's just, I hate you. I mean, generally code on my Mac, right? Like, this is just my streaming setup. This is my this is my M1, right? This is my beast this is my working laptop, right? So everything's easier on. You stick it to the top, Heisenbolts by, let me show you. How do I show you? Yeah, like, so you go basically over here, you go to settings, right? And then you go to interaction. If I recall, let me think. No, you don't go to, you go to actions actually, I believe. No, you don't go to actions. It's called Quake. I think it's usually called like Quake something, right? What was it called? Rendering. Terogia, thank you very much for the follow. Highly appreciated. It's somewhere here, man. It's called Quake something. It's called Quake something. I don't, or maybe it's over here somewhere. Wait a minute. Yeah, maybe it's over here. Wait, advanced. Dude, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, you can see I added transparency. I added this kind of strange looking, kind of hacky, whatever, like. I've been in the industry since 2008 or 2009. So I actually started working, my first IT job was in 2009. It's over here somewhere, Heisenbolts. It does, man. Like wait, I'm gonna find it for you. So this is this retro terminal effect. So what you can kind of see now here is that kind of retro. Let me kind of zoom in a bit if I can. So you can see kind of it's glowy and stuff like that. That's this. So actually, I think this is my Ubuntu here. And then you see if I go back to appearance, right? You see here I have. So there's transparency. There's this acrylic material stuff. Padding, you can see, so you can add the padding, right? I haven't actually added much, but you can kind of add more. And then if we actually scroll a bit up, where the hell was it, dude? So you want to probably, if you want to get this kind of funny stuff, I just enabled it to troll you guys. You enable this retro terminal stuff. But then let's go back somewhere around here is the Quake kind of menu. Defaults. So let me go again. Rendering. Appearance. Then it has to be here. Dude, my mind is like, what the hell is going on? Where is it? Where did I set it? It's insane. Is it maybe somewhere here? Well, actually, I can find it here, indeed, because I have a shortcut for it. So let's try to find it. So show hide quake window, right? Here it is. You can see, I don't know, I hope you can see. It says, so under actions you have show hide quake window. You can see that for me it's Alt Shift and 1. That's why you can see me opening this stuff. It's always, the reason why I kind of had to implement this is because on my Mac, right? I use iTerm 2, and you saw me when I was streaming on my Mac, I had the same. When I used to develop on Windows before, I used to use a Con emulator or Con EMU basically, and Con EMU also has this. So I was like, if I'm gonna use this Windows terminal, it has to have Quake mode. If it didn't have this, I wouldn't use it. There's no chance I would be clicking on terminal on my toolbar and stuff like that. I mean, how much time waste you have to do, right? And also, like, you can say, why not use it in VS Code? Also waste of time, right? And space as well. I want to write my code, not deal with a terminal, right? I hope that helps, dude. All right, let's get back cracking here. So let's kind of add a bit more spacing, as some of you guys have suggested. You, idea maker, you're kind of nailing a lot of points that we already have written down, 100%. It's just the thing is, exactly due to the fact that I've been adding so more and more stuff as the time went by, the platform was never really built. So the main thing now is releasing some solid and occasion fine MVP, right, that works, that we can break, test and stuff, and then build on top of that, right? Definitely. I mean, I think maybe a month or two ago in a stream, we discussed, Philip was here and some other friends, they were here, and we discussed that you should be able to just provide your own JSON as a developer and style your own profile in any way you want, right? Like you provide your own kind of declarative object we create some structure so you can import that and, you know, get whatever you want. 100%. 100%. Yeah, for sure. We discussed that and I have it written down. The funny thing, it's not even hard to do. It's pretty easy to do, right? It's just set of priorities now. What's more important, right? Awesome. All right, what do you guys think about like this? I think this is fine now. Meh, it's kind of too far now. Yeah, let's leave it like this, right? And then essentially, yeah, I'm just thinking now. So you mean the icons? Sure, maybe. You're most likely right. Yeah, maybe like this, right? Maybe that's fine, right? I think that's fine, right? Let's maybe do that, right? All right, and then yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got you instantly. Yeah, definitely. And maybe let's just try one thing here. I'm just gonna give it a shot to kill no, not there actually. Let's kind of add it here. Because in a way I want to indicate what's important and what not. This is definitely not that important, right? So kind of you implicitly kind of say, okay, this is what I think makes sense, and this, yeah, right? I don't know, something like that, right? Maybe even I'm just gonna try. Probably not, but let's give it a shot. Bold, maybe. Nah, it's too much. No, it's fine. Okay. So okay, say that we have that. And then how would one trigger this? I guess if you click on a comment, you start you open the comment section or something, because then we're gonna have to have comments on those kind of tweets or whatever you want to call them. And we kind of have the comment component already, like this one. The question is, like, yeah, there's a lot of functionality there and stuff, so I will have to reuse this, I think, somehow. Is it gonna be the same like this? No, and I'm probably not gonna support... Yeah, we're probably not gonna support rich text editing or whatever in those, because this... I shouldn't have maybe done it here neither, but let's see, it doesn't matter. Or maybe we should. Yeah, I think that's kind of what it is now. It's just like now, where should you, on what do you click to kind of expand the comments? Yeah, that's kind of how it is now, right? And then I guess maybe once you click on the thing, right, maybe then the comments are gonna expand, right? Something like that, right? You're literally reading my mind, because after I said the comment about this, I realized the main point about why I implemented draft.js in the comment section here is because I wanted basically to have, you know, rich text stuff. Okay, because yeah, we have to. So when my Docker died and my VSL, all of the stuff just stopped. Let me start. So that's kind of what I did also for the article comments, right? Because comments in a way are going to be initially the essence of the community, right? Like, so I'm thinking that as well. The kit, that's what I wanted to kind of do now, is to basically kind of have it implicit in a way, right? Let me actually, article not found. Okay, so if we go basically, right, like if we go over here, maybe you're gonna click on things. So so maybe when you click on this, something expands, right? Yeah. Let's try that. So you basically, once you click on this fella, right? Two things should, I guess, happen. So let's say I'm click. Oops. So let's say I'm click. Handle open. Handle expand. Commit. Right. Making a Twitter clone. I mean, to some extent, that's true, I guess. It's an interesting comment. Not really, right? I mean, social aspects like this existed way before Twitter, right? We are indeed implementing our own feed now, right? And indeed, Twitter and a lot of those platforms are, I wouldn't say inspiration, but it would be silly, right, for me to do now reverse research and try to reinvent something that exists. But I wouldn't say Twitter. I mean, I don't use Twitter personally. I hate it. I never used it. I never had it. So I'd rather say just doing some of the very general social features that every social platform has, which is writing a comment somewhere, right? Writing whatever. On Twitter, it's called tweet. On Twitter, it's called tweet. Here, it might be called something different, right? But yeah, in a way, I mean, you're not wrong, right? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let me just see. Is this your first time here? I guess it is. So basically, yeah. So we're basically building a kind of platform for software engineers, right? That looks basically like this, right? So you're gonna come up. Yeah, fair enough. So it kind of looks like this, right? You're gonna sign up and stuff, like very general stuff, nothing mind-blowing. You're gonna have your own feed. You're gonna be writing articles. You're gonna be following tags, so you can click on a different tag. Say, for example, I don't know, JavaScript, whatever. You're gonna see a list of stuff there. You're gonna see top authors for that week, for that tag. You're gonna be able to check other profiles as you can now. You'll be able to bookmark their articles as I am now. Read their articles, follow them, right? If I go back here, follow them, right? Read your bookmarks later on. So nothing really, if you would try to break it down feature by feature, nothing really groundbreaking. Why is it not groundbreaking? Because a lot of those social aspects, again, exist for 20 years on the internet. So we are, basically the idea here isn't necessarily to reinvent the wheel. It's more to build something. Stack Overflow, not really, right? Stack Overflow is more of a forum rather than a platform like this, right? So Stack Overflow is rather, you don't write articles, at least you haven't been, at least so far it hasn't been part of the Stack Overflow main features, right? Stack Overflow, you have an issue, you share it, and then people solve the issue. This is more about writing articles and, but sure, I mean, a lot of it comes from various different platforms, absolutely. Maybe something from Stack Overflow, maybe something for Twitter, maybe something from medium.com, right? So that is exactly the idea, if you wish, right? Depends, right? On the articles, yes. So here, when you're writing your article and stuff, you can, yes. On the on those tweets now that we're building here, we'll see, right? Because I'm still torn apart between those things, right? So for the technical articles, like yes, but for other types of content, I have to think about it, right? I'm still unsure, right? Because the thing is, just the reel of the official birdie or whatever. So essentially, you're going to be seeing that. So it's great questions, right? You will have to stick around today and few more times to understand this platform. I cannot tell you all of those things now because we're going to be talking next hour just about this and pitching stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff. You have to kind of internalize the idea as some other viewers to kind of understand where is it going. But there's going to be a lot of things. We're using Postgres right now. It used to be Mongo, now it's Postgres, and we're going to use Neo4j eventually. But for now we're not going to extend anything because Neo4j is Postgres is sufficient for now. All right, so let's kind of get here, right? Exactly, Matt Og, right? That's, again, it's not about reinventing the wheel in any way, because you can't, even if you would want that. It's rather building something for a specific group that has a feel and maybe some custom features eventually for that specific group, right? We don't have to reinvent. Sounds good, man. We don't have to reinvent we don't have to invent chat too so people can chat, or we don't have to reinvent comments or articles, right? It's all a matter really of, you know, there's like probably like 7,000 social platforms out there, and they have different groups of people and different purposes, right? All right, so as we can see, so you're gonna come, right, and then you're gonna click on the thing, you're gonna get this. So how do what the hell? how did I implement it here for the articles? And then you can upvote an article, you can download an article. Okay, so I guess something like this would make sense also here, right? So something like this, right? Basically, I could almost copy paste this pretty much, right? I mean, honestly, right? So I think one. Yeah, I mean, but that is the beauty of components, right? Like, absolutely, 100%. We want to kind of, we want to kind of reuse the same system anywhere we can, right? But you know, Idea Maker, it's really, there's multiple things happening here. First, right, this stream is not primarily just building this, it's also kind of teaching some people something and making connections, and right, so either way it's a win-win, right? Like for those of you who haven't been here, no matter what happens, if this platform ever has 2 users or 5 million or none or whatever, that's not really my concern absolutely at all, right? In a way, I don't even think about that. I'm having fun. Some of you guys are having fun. I've been streaming now for 2 months. There's almost 230 of you kind of following, and I have no doubts that there's going to be more and more. That's what matters, right? Having fun. I mean, you know, I have a full-time job for 13, 14 years now, so it's not that I am in any way constrained or pressured to build anything. And that is kind of, I believe, the strength of this. We can do whatever we want, however we want. We don't have any time pressure. We don't have any money constraints. You know, I can be building this for next month or next 3 years. That is the kind of the benefit of doing this, right? I don't have investors, I don't have anyone. This is purely mine and ours, and that's what I intend to keep it as, right? I literally stream because I enjoy hanging out with you guys, literally. That's all to it. There's nothing more to it, really. From a financial perspective, for me, streaming, this is kind of absolute waste of money because, you know, I mean, in every possible way, right? Like I could be making 200-300 euros an hour just doing consulting. I'm not gonna make 200 euros on this platform in like 6 months, right? So just literally nothing more to it. It's really all about just having fun and building this, right, and trying it out. So, you know, that's why I say when sometimes people ask me about, hey, selling point, how are you gonna make money and stuff. I mean, we'll see, right? There's obviously ideas, and I don't want to share everything up front just prematurely, but let's get somewhere first. That's kind of one of the, I think, biggest stepping stones or stopping points for all of us, people who are creative, who want to build things. We prematurely think about too many of those things, and then we get discouraged, and then we don't even try, right? It's like, yeah, but what if you fail? What if you this? Is like, dude, that's not a mentality of an entrepreneur at all. Or, you know, yeah, I mean, look, again, when you build anything on your own, it can be a sculpture, it can be a, you know, house from a card box, whatever, or a product like this, you always win. You can never lose, because if you build a whole social platform on your own, you release it, you deal with bugs, security issues, community, marketing, all of that, you're just gonna grow as professional in every possible aspect. So again, it's really all about perception and perspective, right? And it's, for me personally, it's a win-win either way, right? Oh, absolutely win-win. There's absolutely no chance I can lose here, anything, right? And this applies to every single one of you who decide to do a project. You can never lose, right? Because you're always gonna win. And I truly believe that. All right, amazing. Exactly. It's right. And not to mention that, you know, the beauty of this industry, the Kita, is that as you pile up those projects more and more, you have more and more things done on your GitHub. Then when you do a next project, you have way less many things to do, because the difference between Fastify and Express is quite substantial, I would say, right? So Fastify itself comes with a lot of opinionated set of things. It comes with logging, with error handling, with the hooks, with the plugins. it comes with HAV, JSON schema validation, so it's very opinionated, and it's opinionated in a very good way. So all of those things in 2022, a framework or a tool should have. None of this you should be doing manually anymore. 2, Express itself is very bare minimum, basically. HTTP, it's just a wrapper under over the HTTP library, the Node.js's library. It's not strictly maintained anymore as it was. I think it hasn't been updated for a couple of years, and it has no opinions. So with Express, you create an Express object, you created an app, and then you do most of the stuff manually. The best kind of way to familiarize yourself with the difference is to read the Fastify documentation. You can read it in like 10 minutes. But in simple words, and also of course benchmarks. If we are to believe benchmarks, Fastify is I think 4 or 5 times more efficient than than Express. Let's actually see here. I don't actually remember where it was, where getting started ecosystem. No, this is not the one that I want. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Express, right? I've been writing Express literally for 12 years or something. And most of my APIs have been built with Express. So by no means there's something wrong with Express, but just like with any tool and any library, things become obsolete. Other better, smarter things come out because us as a community, we grow, we learn, we make better things. Probably Fastify in a couple of years maybe it's going to happen the same. I don't know. You can see kind of here, right, that if we take a look at the benchmarks, right? So here's the Express. Where's Fastify? No, this is not it. Rastify, whatever, right? Anyway, the difference is substantial, right? You should, if you haven't tried Fastify, you should, because it is really, in my humble opinion, and I can argument that for the next 30 minutes, and I want, it is absolutely right now the best tool to use if you're writing Node.js, and there's no questions about that. There's so many things which are done well that that is kind of idea maker. So one of the things when I discussed this with my friends, right, that's one of the ideas that you can see here when you go to a specific tag, right? So we kind of thought about things like, you know, when you join any platform today, especially like platform that has been out for a long time, in most circumstances you are very much discouraged because you're absolutely behind. So it's like when you're playing MMORPG and then you come, you know, 6 months after the new expansion, and then you're late and everybody's fully pumped up and have all the gears, and you can't catch up. You have to start from zero. So the idea also with this platform, that's why, for example, this is one of the things when you go to a tag, it says most active authors under, and then the tag name this week. So this basically right now only implies, you know, how many articles you wrote, how many likes you got, and comments, blah blah blah. Right? It's very simple. There's really, I don't have graph database now to do crazy things, but the idea is always going to be that, you know, it's never going to be yearly rankings of any sort, because that's unfair. Because if you join later and you care about those sorts of things, then you'll always be behind and you will never be featured anywhere and stuff like that. So that's why a platform has to accommodate that, right? It shouldn't make a long-term difference between new and old users, right? Because then if you're new, you'll never end up, you'll always be on the bottom, right? So I absolutely agree with you. It's always going to be weak or short period time spans, because year whatever, unfair, right? Sure, but regardless, also maybe I have expressed myself wrong. No ranking in the context of points or whatever, right? But it's just kind of showing somehow that you're active. So for example, here you see like 3 authors in this category this week, meaning, you know, people who've been active most under this tag, right? And then you can click on them and see blah, 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 right? So this sort of stuff. But either way, I guess the emphasis is on week and not year or whatever, because if you join a year later, you're just indefinitely behind, right? All right, so we have this fella here, right? And then if I go actually to the comment component, right, which is quite gigantic. Manually building a comment system is very painful. It's very annoying as well, and this is why we have so much stuff here, because there is a lot of stuff. If I go to the platform, how does our comment look like? Let me go somewhere. So we have this fella, right? So as we are just mocking this stuff up now, let's just literally take our own markup here. Let's get over here, feed commit. What the hell? Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, okay. This music actually depresses me a lot. Well, not literally, but it's actually, what the hell is this, dude? Seriously. So dark, man. So dark. Why did I put that on? Not much better, is it? Let's try this. All right, at least this sounds like something for now. All right, let's get back to this. Ah, all right, so this is a... The thing is, you know what's the problem, guys? So what I realized, so I started multi-streaming. So right now I'm streaming both to YouTube and Twitch. And when you do that in Streamlabs, in this software that I use for streaming, you essentially, this kind of VOD track, that's a feature that you, for example, last night I've been playing my own music because I've been only streaming to Twitch. You can't, anyway, in simple words, right now with this tool you can't really stream to both and have this VOD track. So it's the limitation of this tool that I'm using. All right, so let's kind of fiddle with this now a bit, because again, we're mocking stuff up. We're not really like... So it's gonna be something like that, right? Let's kind of... John Doe, right? And then if we kind of... We have this gigantic SVG here, and then this one, that's what's making this thing pretty big. That, and then that. Where's this paragraph? Yeah. Ah, no. Nope. Oh, did I do it? Yeah, I did. Well, actually, we don't need that. We don't need that. So yeah, so maybe something like that. Of course, we're gonna have a spinner, so when you click this, so we're gonna illustrate all of that now, right? So let's kind of introduce, so let's kind of build the feed in a nice way. Let's do everything, then we're gonna kind of replace the boilerplate with the actual components and stuff. So let's say here just const is loading comments, set is loading comments, right? And then let's kind of have some sort of an effect here just to kind of defer it or time it out a bit. So use effect. And then let's kind of just listen to this dependency here. And then if this is, so let's say if it's not loading comments actually, but whatever. Return, right? Early return. Otherwise, let's say set timeout. Let's say 2 seconds. Something like that, right? Actually, no, we need that. All right, cool. Something like that, basically. Approximate. We could literally render this as a function there. We don't have to render it as a node or a component, right? And where would this be? Well, clearly, yeah, let's try. Is loading comments. Let's get over here now that it's Why is our timeout executing actually? Is it? Oh, yeah, because yeah, if this is false, this is never gonna, right, actually happen, right? Of course. So we have to ask, I mean, this is arbitrary state, right? Completely arbitrary state anyway. We're gonna, this is just like me trying to, wait a minute. So if it's commenting, yeah, and then we have to, so this is just to prevent the initial load, right? And here it is, right? Spinner. Let's see if that's actually gonna, no, not really, right? All right, let's take a look. Is this actually ever happening? It doesn't seem so, right? Let's take a look. It is, all right. And it's happening twice? Let me take a look at, is loading comments, yeah. All right, so we I probably messed something up. Let's kind of do one thing though. So let's kind of just let's get rid of the one of the state variables. We don't need two state variables to show this, right? So let's kind of do that, and then yeah, then we can get rid of this, and then we can get rid of that. Something like that, right? And then yeah. Yep. Yep. Oh yeah, but now shit. No, because the other state variable was for the fact that this guy was hidden, right? So we do need it. So we do need it, yeah. We do need it. We kind of do need that, right? And then I guess we could do this practically here, right? That's kind of what we have to do, I think, right? And yeah, so sorry, yeah, my brain, I guess it's midnight. All right, So that's kind of how approximately, what the kit, are you there? And you guys, what do you think? I think something that we're gonna actually replace the spinner now with an actual spinner, but we need this state, right? So when you click, you're gonna get the comments. So we're not gonna expand those comments, whatever. I'm actually probably not gonna even do joins and stuff in the database, right? When we fetch those, we're gonna fetch the bare comments, sorry, bare posts or tweets or whatever. And then when you click on one, we're gonna actually do a request to get the actual comments for that thing, just to kind of optimize it, right? Because feeds are very expensive, right? Especially with SQL and not having a graph database, feeds are pretty expensive, right, to run. Yeah, so let's kind of, just as we're doing the mockup now, anyway, let's yeah, I think so as well, right? Let's just something like that. We're not done yet right? Yeah. So basically we're gonna show a list of those fellas, bare minimum. And then if you're interested in to comment and stuff, you then click and we fetch the comments for that, because again, why the hell would we prematurely fetch every single, you know, comment or whatever, right? And also we should probably do, yeah, we'll optimize also those numbers here so we'll see, right? So what I wanted to do is, instead of this, right, let's show some actual spinner. I know that I have a bunch of like spinning states and stuff, spinner, whatever. Let's show some. It doesn't have to look perfect now. Yeah, exactly, pretty much. Beautiful. This is exactly how we want it to look. Of course not, yeah. Wait, what was there's like React spinners or whatever. I think I installed something already, but no, there was that thing that once I see it, I'll know what it is. React spinners. No, not this. Hey, Steph. Good to see you again, my friend. I don't know what's happening with your account. I hope everything is fine. I hope everything's fine. Yeah, for sure. But the kit, I'm gonna show you one thing that I found when I was researching some stuff for Programmer Network. I believe there was like a spinner. React spinner kit. So this thing, right? So this was pretty cool, and I believe. Yeah, actually I have a spinner that I use for a button, don't I, right? If we take a look at the button implementation we did, we have this fella, right? Rotate spinner 13 and then whatever. So I think I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, so let me just share this. I have, like, again, you have to pick and choose your battles when you're building the whole freaking thing on your own, right? You don't build those tiny details yourself. You would never get anything done, ever. Yeah, this is pretty cool. God bless open source stuff. Okay, and then let's go over here, and then we're gonna kind of return this. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna save that. We're gonna try to import the rotate spinner automatically, right? And you can see it's there. And then if I now go over to this mockup we're building, right? No, not this one, to this actual story, and we zoom in a bit. Yeah, they're the SVGs. Yeah, definitely, they're SVGs. Yeah, they're SVGs. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this takes a class name, so let's wrap it in a div. They're super nice, man. Yeah, I was researching the hell out of that a couple of months ago for this thing, and it was pretty much, yeah. I mean, I can just make it flex as well, but nah, actually let's make it flex, justify center. Something like that, and then you can give it color as well, right? And I don't think that I can give it a tailwind color though, because it has to be an actual, yeah. So let's kind of steal, we had to get a hash of this thing. Ouch. I don't care to I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Happened to me as well. Okay, so let's imagine it's gonna be something like this, right? And then they appear. So something like that, right? We're gonna, yeah, and then obviously, you know, this should only be clickable. So if we go actually down, right, this fella should only be, this on click should only happen if the state is not committing. So we can either handle that here or leak those details inside. Let's just say if it's not commenting, we can do AND operator, or we can just say something like this, right? Or we can just toggle it, right? So you can come here, click it, and then if you click it again, it toggles back, it hides it, right? My pleasure, dude. Super happy to help. Yeah, so it's gonna look something like that. Of course, I've added this arbitrary 2 seconds timeout, right? But generally, we don't know, right? We don't know how busy our server is gonna be, whatever. So this is just to illustrate, maybe sometimes, especially initially, when the platform starts with no users, is gonna happen, you know, instantly, let's say. But over time, we don't know. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Hundred percent. Now, of course, there's a bunch of states that we have to cover here, right? Like, of course, so this I have kind of done for the articles as well long ago, so that's okay, editing and stuff. But yeah, there's gonna be handlers for this, liking, and okay, this isn't, I guess, an action. This is rather just a an indicator, I guess. I honestly think it should, right? I see no reason, right? Okay, I think that, so if we go to the actual platform, right? So when you're writing an article, right? We haven't finalized all of the draft.js kind of things we need, but I don't think that we should support, you know, I don't think that we should support all of the like headings and stuff like that. I think for the comments, it should be just plain text. So it's going to be draft.js, but I think we should not provide the whole toolbar. There's definitely not going to be images, at least not for the start, because that's painful, and I don't have time to deal with CDNs, and I probably not going to have money to for those, even though we're using Google Cloud Storage for images right now. So I think it's going to be like this, but you're going to have maybe just text like this T, and then maybe code, right? So you're gonna just basically do code, and then, you know, right? Right. Because I'm just thinking, my logic here is, if it worked for, I don't know, Facebook and Twitter and a bunch of those platforms in plain text, and I don't mean let's limit ourselves because they did it, absolutely not. But in a way, you know, we don't have to go crazy with it, right? It's better to release something and then work from there than, you know, spend too much time trying to figure out too much stuff, right? Yeah. So this is basically, we're just mocking it up now. Let's actually, instead of this, let's... No, it's actually fine. I don't know. And I kind of feel that you should click on this icon, not on the whole thing, because you can accidentally click on an article, or you want to copy paste something, and then this would open. So let's kind of just move this fella from here to the actual comment icon, right? I think that makes more sense, right? Because, and then we don't need a cursor anymore, right? Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry, like I lose a message sometimes because I read a bit of, yeah, I just, sometimes there's a lot of comments, and But yeah, I think you're right. And then let's kind of yeah, let's add this hover effect, right? So it's kind of it's a bit better, right? So we do this, and let's kind of add this pointer as well, right? To the heart, and maybe here we can say text. I don't know, like what was it? Rose 500, right? Something like that, right? Just to kind of right. Maybe something like that. I don't know. All right, I think that's fine. Now, that's just the, yeah. That's basically just the tweet. We'll have to figure, I think we're gonna call it commit, as the kit has suggested. I really like that. It kind of is a word known in our industry, and developers are gonna know when you commit a message, right? They're gonna kind of know what the phrase or refers to, right? Now, for the feed, right? Some of you guys yesterday have suggested that we end up having a tabs, right? If we go here, right? So essentially, we're gonna have this button somewhere. Is there actually tabs here in Joe.io? I think there is tabs. Yeah. So let's kind of, yeah, whatever. So there's gonna be tabs like this, right? And I think we should have things like commits, which is kind of the messages, tweets in our platform, and then articles, right? Because I asked yesterday some of you guys, hey, should we mix the content on the feed, meaning like you see an article and then a message or a tweet or whatever, something like that, and all people said, please no, just don't mix this stuff, right? Just do it, just kind of do it separately, right? And I believe Barcode said, you know, just do it with tabs, right? So let's kind of do that now. Let's add those tabs there, and then we're gonna, so I do have tabs somewhere. They also have a nav link. And actually the tabs that I've implemented, that I've built in the platform, are actually on the dashboard if we go here. So those are very simple tabs right now. I don't think we need that behavior on the feed. Or do we? Do we want the URL to change when we are actually there? So let's say that we're here and then feed and then slash. Nah, I don't think we want to handle the state via URL parameters. That's silly in that context, right? Let me think here for a second. Maybe no, probably not. All right, let's kind of get hacking at it, right? The thing is, right, like I've implemented stuff before. I wish that I have the old. So I basically already implemented the feed, right? And it's a good kind of. It's a good thing what you said, idea maker, because in a way the idea here is, right, is that you, as you can see, you are able to create your own feeds. You can follow few users if you want, you follow a few tags, you compose your own feed, and then you give it some name, whatever is meaningful to you. And then the idea is that, so basically this used to work, this was just like a dummy thing, and then you would click on those, and those would be your custom feeds that you created. So you click on this one, and then there you see articles from Idea Maker, Alex, you know, Dekita, and from JavaScript, right? Oh, we're being rated by Fangs Games. Thank you very much, man. That's crazy stuff. 28 of you guys, crazy, amazing. So basically, yeah, so absolutely, it's just like Fanx Games. Thank you so much for the following, man. Appreciate it. Hello, thank you, man. Thanks for this raid. 14 people, that's crazy. So yeah, but I think it's idea maker. I think the idea here is basically that we stay concise and true to the simplicity of this platform, right? So when I asked a few of you yesterday about the feedback, you guys basically all pretty much said, please don't merge the different content together, right? Meaning like articles and tags and followers, whatever, right? So if we go basically to the story here, let's go to our story. Good evening, Sako. How are you doing, my friend? Long time no see. So let's go to, where is it? Feed stories. No, feed commit. No, this is the commit. Yeah. Which possibility? So basically, if we go to, yeah, 100%. So basically, if I go to the Draw.io, right, not to this version, I believe. Let's kind of open another one, right? Ah, to see the mix content. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay, got it. I mean, yeah. I think that's kind of what I planned anyway. Let me just find the mockup here. Or was it documents? Yeah, I think it's this one, right? So you can see basically the idea here is pretty simple, right? So it's just like I'm trying to narrow down the scope so we can do it faster and release. But the idea basically is that you can see like you have your filter configuration here. You would have like share, whatever, this thing that we just built. And then you would have, and you can see here that I'm asking, you know, a mix of posts and flashes, right? And then, you know, the thing is, right, so you see what I'm trying to do with this platform, right? I'm trying to not get too influenced by existing ideas that we have, right? The problem with, and this is what I've also seen building products now for 13, 14 years in this industry, is that a lot of times all of us, and myself included, we get very bound by existing ideas. So for example, you can see how my brain projected this UI even unconsciously, right? Because why? Because no matter which platform you go to, there's always some useless sidebars filled with useless content, right? And that's why I kind of moved away from this sort of stuff, and I'm trying to kind of narrow it down and just because a couple of days ago I told you I went to this what is called DevTO. So this is kind of developer platform, right? And you can see they did the same. And then if we kind of scroll through this a bit, listings, help, discuss, I am almost certain that nobody ever in their lifetime has scrolled and read what those things are and then clicked on, oh, landing page template, great, right? I don't think that those sorts of things, yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, I feel that we should start building products. Okay, you got me there, but you get what I mean. It's like we have to build products. Well, 100%, but that's exactly the idea, right? If there's a reasoning behind it, if there's a value, this is not our feed. This is the feed of this DevTO, right? This is like this is another blogging developer platform, right? But I'm saying 90, not 90. Well, first of all, let me just kind of share you my concerns and issues with existing platforms. If you go here, right? No, I'm drawing something else. I'm going to show you. Yeah, but I was subconsciously drawing something like this, and this platform had nothing to do with it. Every single platform out there, right, has the layout like this, and it has it because every single new platform that gets built follows the same pattern. And that's what I'm saying. It's very dangerous to say, well, if we research 5 different platforms, they're gonna look like this. And oftentimes I believe we get bound by that way too much, and then we get stuck building stuff like that because it's done elsewhere, right? So that being said, right, if you actually observe yourself through this platform, you're gonna see, look at this, building Kanban board with Node.js, announcing the Buddy Base hackathon, changelog 0019. So you can see that there's absolutely no consistency or structure amongst those. None of those are related in any way to each other. It's just random bunch of gibberish that I just can't see that anyone is gonna come and scroll and use, right? So this isn't a feed that I would come to and scroll and be like, oh, interactive animation. Oh, what is the most effective way to state, right? And then you get Spanish, right? It's not even the same language, right? So, and this is how most of those platforms work. There's the same issue with LinkedIn. I don't have Facebook for like 13 years now or 12, so I don't know how the Facebook is today. I mean, LinkedIn is the pretty much only, but you see my point, right? Majority of this stuff here is useless, right? And then the question is, how do you make it useful? And the answer is, well, you make it not Twitter feed. No, not Twitter feed. I want to implement feed, right? I mean, the feed where when you come, you can, some content is aggregated for you by date or whatever, right? So, I mean, every platform needs some sort of a feed, right? Like some place where you can come and read something. And my point here is like, I want to narrow it down to the simplest possible solution. So you read, you truly get what you care about, meaning you get your own, something that's of your interest, right? That's why I'm saying we don't need a bunch of those things because nobody cares about them. Nobody opens that sort of stuff. Nobody reads that, right? So when you come to your feed that we're kind of implementing now, you should see people you're following, so messages from them or whatever. You should see articles from your own tags. You know, you should see things that you said that you're interested in, right? Not a bunch of gibberish, right? All right. That's kind of my pitch of that. All right, so yeah, so we kind of have this now, and that's just a little component, and this is how you're gonna interact with those flashes or commits, as the Kita kind of told me to call them. I like that. So let's now kind of let's kind of copy this few times, right? So say that there's like a few of those, right? So this would be our list of kind of whatever. Yeah, so let's now do let's do the tabs thing, right? No horizontal scroll. No. Please, no. Let's not go MySpace way. You know how MySpace ended with the horizontal scroll, right? So again, we're mocking up stuff. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm open to all those suggestions which are geeky and techy and crazy, right? 100%. All right, so let's kind of get back to this drawing thing here, but to the other one. Let's kind of, so essentially what we're doing now, let me just grab this and, oops. Let me just get some space here, right? So right now, so what we're gonna do is let's get rid of this and this for now. So we see that we have like some of those kind of posts, right? Sorry, we call them commits or messages or whatever, and they're gonna be, you know, like that. And then here we're gonna have tabs, and it's gonna be like, I don't know, whatever, what do you call it, commits or messages, let's call it whatever, messages. And then articles, right? Now the filters, of course, is I 100% agree. I guess you would want to filter both of them, right? You would want to filter both the messages and articles, right? All right, let's kind of start somewhere. Fine. Venom, thank you so much for following, man. I appreciate it. Let's get over here and say messages or commits. Let's say commits. And then good to see you here, man. First time here, or for sure you're sending the first message. I can see that, but let's get over here. Okay, so let's kind of crack it a bit, and then what I want to end up with today is some sort of a layout and some approximate simple feed, and then we're gonna break that down into tasks. Only met one of your team today through my wish list. What do you mean? Which wish list Wednesday post? What is that? So let's say flexi here as always. Let's say as always gap 2. How did I do the tabs here? How do they look? Okay. Let's kind of do those fox here. Oops. Let's say here class name. Let's say px4. Oops. Not really, no. Let's just say py2. Ah, okay, got it. Twitter, I don't have Twitter. Yeah, so if I come over here, let's kind of say here border B, and then border bottom, sorry, border B, gray, well, what is it? 500. Let's say that this one is kind of, say, text, 500, it's kind of active, whatever. Something like that. You know what I feel that happened, Venom? I think so I think that what happened, Venom, I believe you've been invited to my channel by Phoenix Games, right? I believe that's who you're referring to, right? So I just want to make sure that, because he rated my channel, so I believe that you probably you're probably referring to them, not me. Just beware. I just want to make sure that you didn't get confused by that. Yeah. Because he just rated my channel. No worries, man. No worries. have a lovely evening, man. All right. So going back here. Where we're gap 4. Okay. And then let me just, for fun, somewhere over here, yeah, so basically, Venom, I'm building a social platform for software developers. So, I mean, even though you ended up randomly here, if you're a developer of any kind, it's something that you can get interested in. And also, if you're a developer, I believe you can learn a bunch of stuff on this stream as well, especially software engineering in general. So if you have any kind of, especially if you're newer in the industry, especially then I can answer most of your questions most of the time. So basically, Sako, this is just a temporary naming conventions. I asked, so commit basically is a feed. I don't know how we're gonna call it. We might call it a message, or we're not gonna call it tweet because that would be silly, right? But in simple words, right? A commit. Let's call it the messages, right? Because it's just like a flash message or whatever, right? It's like you just as you go to Twitter and you type a message, we need something like that here before we get released to MVP. Because we need something for people, for at least us early adopters of this to, at least for us to be able to write some, you know, fast things without needing to just start writing massive technical articles, right? Yeah, basically. Think of a tweet. Tweet would be literally the most closest thing to exactly. Yes, yes. Nice. Horror game, variety games, content creator, podcaster, but I also work with Python. Nice, nice. I mean, honestly, also very interesting. I mean, I'm 100% sure. Can I, like, for example, this network is gonna have podcasts 100%. That's already, I have it like written down as a feature in Linear and stuff like that. So I think all of that Venom kind of also falls into category of this, right? Because game developers are as developers or even more developers than something else, right? So yeah. Yeah, but anyway, Sako, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yes. I don't know how to call it. It's so hard, right? I mean, I literally have that as well written, right? That's why I say I have so much of that written that I simply don't even want to go like at 100% Sako. I do have that already on the board, and I believe I just, let me see. Let me just find where it is. I believe it was here in this backlog. I have it somewhere, right? But absolutely. That's all already I had somewhere. No, I mean, it's like, you know, I had 7 or 8 years of time to think about this platform, right? Because this idea came very, very long ago when I worked in Sweden. So most of the stuff you will come up with, I probably thought about it because I spent with my friends that I worked with back then. We started doing this together. So we kind of have a massive backlog of ideas and stuff that we want to do. It's just exactly. And one thing, if can be useful to any of you guys who are also building your products, is that biggest lesson for me building side projects past decade is that exactly you just have to keep yourself tamed and constrained, otherwise you'll never get anything done, right? I mean, if I would show you the backlog of potential things that hopefully one day are going to end up in this platform, there's a lot of it, and a lot of it is super cool and actually useful, right? For example, like events, meetups and stuff, right? And bunch of other stuff, right? It's just like, you see how even difficult it is to, at least for me, I'm basically building this platform only on the stream past couple of months. I don't really have any other time. That's why I just press stream. But exactly, the kit, that's literally my point, 100%. That's not just you, that's everybody. Getting out there and then releasing, removing, updating, it's a different feeling, right? It's a different feeling when you release something, it's online, and then you are also more motivated, right? Up until then, it's meaningless and useless. So this whole thing that I have right now that you can see on your screens, it's absolutely meaningless and useless in every way. Because if this doesn't get online, it has absolutely no meaning. It's gonna end up, I have I have, I don't even know how many repositories on my Git, right? 141, right? But out of those 141, it's probably like 100 unfinished projects, right? So 100% the Git, yeah. But staying consistent and not expanding the scope of things is as important, right? So that's why I say it's so important to right, so important to stay. Okay, so let me kind of just do one thing. Let me try at least to do one thing though, because now we're doing this inside of Storybook, right, which is completely fine. But what I'm actually going to do now, I'm going to actually go to the actual feed view that we have, and I'm going to try to slam it there, right? We have a bunch of this gibberish here. We have the layout and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to comment this stuff out, and then I'm going to paste this fella here. I'm going to disable all of this complaints for this thing, and then I'm going to disable for the entire file so my tooling doesn't complain. And then we're going to auto import this stuff just so we can kind of, because this view is empty anyway, so we're not going to be fighting anyway our tooling and stuff, right? So you're going to see in a second. So let's import our core button, and let's import our feed commit. Yep. Right. So if we actually start now fiddling with our actual feed over here, right? So this is kind of now, let me actually zoom in a bit. Let me see how it is in the stream. Yeah, so let's kind of just zoomed into oblivion here. And again, keep in mind, the idea here isn't to say this is going to be feed forever. The idea is to provide initial MVP, some cool looking basic feed that's useful, and then we extend it furthermore with any useful things that we come up with. If we don't come up with useful things, we're not going to add them just for the sake of having something on the screen, because that's useless, right? All right, cool. So now I wonder though, because this button I made so you write articles, right? I wonder if we should have another drop down here. Where do you think that we should, any ideas where should we have this Twitter feed? How does the Twitter look like? Where do they have this button to tweet? Like, I don't have Twitter. Like, how do you write a tweet on Twitter? So this is when you're so they have it somewhere here on the side, right? So they're having it basically. Yeah. Good evening, Steven, man. Good to see you again, dude. So they're having it here on the side, right? What about other places? Like, interesting. Interesting. Well, yeah, so article is one category and messages are the other one, right? Oh, no. Screw politics. I'm not into that. I just found random image. Yeah. Screw that. I don't care about that dude at all. They're all same assholes anyway. I'm just figuring out where Twitter puts buttons, right? Yeah, exactly. Tweet to Elon Musk. Tweet to someone. Okay, yeah. Okay, I never understood the value of that, but anyway. Okay, so, but yeah, the Kita, basically the article is a heavy technical art tutorial or video course or whatever, you name it, right? And the message is a simple message. It's gonna be, we're probably gonna limit it, even though, you know, it's almost replication of a tweet, right? Got it. Just like I haven't figured out the right way to, should I maybe have, Let me play with it for a second here. Let me play with it for a second. I haven't honestly put much thought into it, which is kind of... Where is this right? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, again, I'm just hardcore in my intentions, because the thing is, I don't want to do things to kind of... I don't want to do things just because, for instance, they might incentivize people to write and stuff. I don't know, maybe I should. It's just that I really have this desire to just... yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna try something out, bear with me. Bitten. Bitten is a very nice component. Bitten is great. Nah, that kind of... I mean, I'm just... Nah. Alright. Thing is, there's so many questions to answer in relation to this. Like, should you be on the feed before you can write? Probably not. So that's one thing, right? You probably shouldn't need to come to the feed to click send message. So we can kind of already get rid of that, right? Because it doesn't make sense that you have to be kind of imprisoned into some view so you can do something. So that's one, right? So it should probably, like Idea Maker just said, should probably be somewhere visible, right? And I don't want to have anything on the sides, because I also don't want to... So I think... All right, I think I know. I think I know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here. Exactly. The only difference is I want to try and find some other kind of add or whatever plus component. Yeah, that's actually amazing. I like that. So this should kind of... So this should kind of pop out. So we have this plus, you click it, you get a drop down, right? I believe I already have some drop down. Right, so you have this, you click it, and then it says, you know, add an article or a tweet, whatever, right? Just thinking here for a second, give me a moment. I think so. I think that's the way. And then this icon now kind of sucks, but that's a different issue. And actually, maybe we can just increase this one instead. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, can't waste too much time on those details now. Then I guess this is menu, right? So this is one menu we have. And then I guess we have to create another one, right? So much markup, it's so annoying. Right? I do as well, and it's fine. It's just not the time now. Now is the wrong time. That's the problem, right? We have to just nail all of those things down, and then last thing you come and polish and you know, do all sorts of that cool stuff. But for now, I think it's just the wrong time to do that now, right? Because you get lost in the details, and then you eventually finish and you feel horrible because you did nothing, right? You finished nothing. You just yeah. Now the only problem though with this is gonna be mobile, I believe, because yeah, well, yeah, actually no, it's not gonna be a problem, but we will need a different one, right? Right? Does it look great? No, but it's fine for now. But it's not great, I think. Maybe it is, maybe nobody cares. I don't actually know, right? What is this? So open ad, right? Let's just implement something like this. Name, add, write article, new article, URL, nothing, right? Man, I don't like it at all, I must admit. Does it matter? Probably not again. Who cares? But I care. I don't like it. Something's off. Just feels strange having two menus next to each other. No, it's not even that, right? Like, I mean, I think the thing is, yeah. I don't know. You know what? Again, let's proceed, right? Let's proceed, because again, it's very dangerous. Exactly, it's very dangerous to roam here now, right? Super dangerous. Because, you know, oftentimes, you know how it is. I'm very sure that you know how it is. You do this, and then you go to bed and you feel horrible. It's like, man, why did I waste so much time on that, right? So let's not do that, right? Just still mocking stuff up. Actually, that was fine. B. No, wrong. That's a wrong thing. %. I mean, the thing is, right? So let me tell you why. At least let me share my personal opinion why. Because design is really even this minimalistic design we have here is a very creative process, right? Like when you're thinking about too many functionalities, APIs that you have to create, that you have it on your mind, you can't really focus on making things pretty. And especially, to be very frank with you, it's very difficult to do those things on the stream. Because keep in mind, streaming and coding is very different than sitting alone, right? Because you have, I wouldn't say that I have pressure, of course not, but it's still, there's, you know, I don't know, there's 14, 15 people watching now, right? And, you know, it's a bit different. Let's just say it's different, right? You don't, right? Like, you're not laying on your couch and, like, you know, it's just different, right? Doesn't, yeah. Exactly, right? Because it's still, you know, you're alive and there's people watching and stuff. Exactly, idea maker, 100%. 100%. Let me just try. So super happy to hear that, the Kitte. They are good indeed. I agree. This, let's see, mocking up on the stream. Nah, yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's a solid indicator, I guess. Let's keep it. Just designing this thing now. Yeah. Yeah. All right. If I shit, shouldn't have logged out. What I wanted to check is this fella. How did I do this guy? Yeah. So I guess that's pretty much what I'm doing there as well now. Over here, right? Let's go to our style icons here. I just want to check something. Actually, yeah, I mean, why not, right? We have this message stuff already, right? Big brain, yeah. Just make it random, so every time somebody is doing something, you show a different spinner. This is gonna now break the UI a bit. Exactly, that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Class name, nah. Yeah, I guess. Oh. Yeah, actually that's doesn't look bad at all, to be very honest with you. Obviously this, this is, it's okay, it's okay, we're getting there. This uppercase and stuff is horrible. It was just an attempt. Don't really need that. Messages, articles, is there something that resembles article? Yeah, sure, I like that. think I like this one. So let's kind of do the SVG stuff, and let's go to our raw stuff. Let's go to here. Let's call it article SVG. Let's actually get it to, let's do this fella here quickly. Let's copy that. Let's get back over here. Let's remove this fella from here. Let's run our icons. Yeah. Cool. Let's get over here and let's import. Actually, that's a horrible name for an icon though. That's gonna collide. I can already see with things, but we can alias it later on. Doesn't really matter. Let's not worry too much about that. Let's do the same here. Let's go back here. Wow. And then we'll have to turn all this into some sort of components later on. Why is this? Let's kind of zoom in a bit. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay. Why is this kind of, why is there such a, okay. Interesting. Yeah, okay, so it was that, and maybe we have some sort of margin of some sort, do we? No, but that, in a way, that's actually kind of cool, so it's not that bad. So messages, articles, interesting. Yeah. Yeah. And actually, yeah, let's go into this thing that we just did. Let's try Excel. Yeah, maybe make this a bit bigger, right? I feel it's kind of, let's say here, text to Excel. Not really. It's gonna be pretty maybe. Yeah, maybe. Let's see actually if I zoom out. So that's kind of better, I think. Yeah. Just a question, guys. Do you think that image is necessary? The thing is, right, like we'll have to we'll limit the amount of text, right? Anyway, so we're gonna make sure that the text never breaks the UI, right? It helps to differentiate the authors, right? Interesting statement. I don't disagree at all. I actually agree. The thing is, I'm raising those questions because I truly want us to, again, adhere to the simplicity of things, right? Because my logic is this, right? Can you actually see the person in this image? Right? If we want to differentiate people, we could write a simple function that would randomize the colors of their names or stuff, right? So when you come to this list, each one of the authors has a different color, right? It's just like, I'm not trying to remove it. It's rather, it's just trying to see if it's actually okay. But let's keep it. I don't know. I just feel that you can't really see this person in the image, right? I don't know. I'm trying to think differently, right? I'm trying not to think, oh, there's the rounded image in every single platform on the planet, hence I need it as well. I just find that sort of thinking very vague, right? That doesn't provide anything, right? Just you just keep doing the same stuff, right? %. Pretty much what I did basically when you go to a profile, right? It's very minimalistic. You're interested into the article, you click into an article. If you care about the author, you go to the author's profile, and that's it, right? Interesting. Okay, got it. Agree 100%. 100% agree. 100% agree. So let's do a bit more of this, and then tomorrow we'll kind of have to break those tasks into a bunch of different tasks. So there's a lot of stuff here to do. This component only we'll have to connect it, obviously, all of this to our API, but we'll have to make sure that you click this, that it fills the heart, whatever, it increments when you add a comment, that it actually, so all of this functionality, and then right? And then empty states, right? Like, we'll see, right? But 100% we should have, so we should have a feed. So essentially, of course, this is what I initially implemented, is going to be where you tailor your own feeds, and that's going to be primary idea behind the platform in that sense. Now, I think that we should still have a general feed that if you want to browse around, you can. Why even have that would be a logical question. I believe that when you sign up on a platform and you don't follow anyone, you don't really know much. I think that would be useful to have some kind of exploration state where you can actually read through things just without needing to follow them. So for example, right now when you're signing up on a platform, right? Let's actually do that. So right now when you sign up, right, you'll have to choose a few tags, right? That's how I made it. Let's say idea maker, right? So you'll have to choose some tags, right? So you get to this intermediate state, right? Idea maker, country, Brazil. And then you'll have to choose few tags, right? You must. And then you're gonna say, I am the one who makes the ideas come true. So you get to this point, right now you're empty. So if you would go to the feed now, right, assuming that we have implemented everything, I mean, you're not following anyone, right? You only have few tags that you're following. So for this sort of state, we have to, you know, have something general, right? Because you haven't created any of your feeds yet. So I guess in simple words, if you've just signed up, you don't have no feeds created, you just have few tags followed, you're gonna get basically maybe articles from your tags if there are any. I think my biggest fear, or my biggest not fear, my biggest the hardest thing initially is gonna be, right, populating some of those supported tags that we have with some content, right? That's, I think, gonna be the hardest thing, right? Because right, like when we start, there's going to be very few of us who are going to be using it and writing stuff, and it's going to be, I'm going to need basically help from you guys in some of those categories to just write something, right? Like maybe some of you, you know, do Python or something, so maybe, right? Yeah, so you're one of the first idea to get a profile on Programmer Network. Let's go to my profile, idea maker. Yeah. Your password is password. Your password is password. All right. Why this article looks like a building? That's so strange. It doesn't look like art. Okay. Hack incoming. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think I'll just need to improve this drop down overall. I think that's kind of what sucks. It's just the drop down doesn't look good. That's all, right? Yeah, I think I have a pretty good now kind of this. I think I've decided basically. I think this is good, right? Dude, like that's why I didn't kind of go honestly with well, there's several reasons why I didn't go with server-side rendering. We can get to that another time, but I feel that pain. There's also a bunch of libraries that like you need to modify your webpack configuration for so they work because they use global object and stuff like that. So yeah, but I think I have a solid idea where we're going. So let me just write those thoughts before I go to bed or before I do something else. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go road to MVP, we're gonna go to feed. Let me kind of write so few of those thoughts that we came to a conclusion. So so if a user is just, if user had just have signed up, there won't be any specific messages, articles to show, except the ones that might be related to the tags that a newly signed up user has followed. So when that user type goes to the dashboard, messages and articles from the followed tags will be shown. Once user eventually follows some other developers and creates custom feeds, general feed will become, let's just say, secondary. I mean, right, in a nutshell, we could also that's again the hardest thing is going to be the start when we release this, because in a way I could also kind of, but I hate that, you know, when you go to some platform they kind of force you to choose some tags, whatever, and then they force you to follow some people. And think about it, they do that because exactly of this issue, right? Because some of the views you can't even populate with anything because there's no references to anything to, so you can do that, right? But I don't want to do that. I don't want to force anyone to follow anyone. That's horrible, right? And I've been forced like a million times on platforms. It's like you cannot click next button before you follow someone, right? That's just idiotic in every possible way, right? Like, dude, like I don't want to follow anyone. Well, you know, you have to follow 5 people. Actually, when was it? A day or two ago? Yeah, a day or two ago I was registering on Reddit. I registered on Reddit finally. I have some, I had some issue with the Streamlabs that I'm using to stream, so I registered, but I couldn't complete the registration before I selected 3 categories. And the only category I was interested in was technology, but I still had to choose 2. It's like, dude, like literally so annoying, man. It's like, but dude, no, I just wanna read about technology, right? Because if I wanna read politics or philosophy or something, I do those things elsewhere. I'm not gonna read about politics on Reddit, right? No, I mean, so right now I do kind of force you, as you saw when you sign up, to choose tags, because that you have to choose something, right? Like you have to choose at least vaguely, and tag, I feel, is a fair thing, right? When you come to this platform, you do belong. Well, because exactly because of the feed, but also because you coming as a developer to this network for sure belong into some, you write some technology. And those tags that I'm referring to are programming languages. So keep in mind, they're not like a random mixed tags there. When I say tags, I mean programming languages. So when you sign up, if you're a Python developer, right now it's mandatory to choose them in this middle state. When you choose your name, your email, country, whatever, you have to choose, I believe, minimum one tag. And main reason again is because there's no other way than to show anything meaningful to the user, right? And also, it's also kind of, it wouldn't make sense if you sign up and you don't follow anything, because if you're a developer, the only reason that you would not want to select something would be that you're not a developer, so you don't care about any programming language, right? But chances for that here are marginal, none. If you're signing up on Programmer Network, then you must be writing some programming language, right? You need some point of reference, idea maker. You need something to reference the user to, right? Because otherwise user would be just floating in a sea of random, and in a sense everything else is kind of random, and I want it to be. Basically, you will be choosing yourself who you're gonna follow and what you're gonna see and stuff like that. But you have to have, there has to be a single, at least minimum single point, like one reference to something, right? All right, so I'm gonna create very vague tasks right now. I'm not gonna fill them in because improve navbar dropdown isn't a meaningful task, because that doesn't say anything. But I just want to kind of see what we did here. So basically, I'm just gonna that's the thing, right? That's the thing, the kit, right? I want this platform to be absolutely opposite of that. I don't want randomness. As I told you, when I go here, I would never, and maybe I'm just talking on behalf of me, maybe you guys do come to places like this and you just scroll on the feed of random mixed stuff. Literally none of those things have anything to do with each other, literally. But I don't do this sort of stuff, and I don't want users to do it. I believe that this view that I'm showing you right now is literally exists just because they didn't know what else to show. That's it, right? So I'm not logged in right now, and probably due to Google crawlers or SEO, whatever, you come here and you see a bunch of gibberish, right? And I don't want that. I find it, I feel that there's a bunch of platforms like this already. If I would do this, then I should not build this platform at all. Because if you kinda, I don't know, again, that's just my feeling. We'll see if I'm right or wrong, but I don't want this, right? I mean, this is just one example. We can go to medium.com as well. And now, you know, it's maybe silly, right? You can say, Alex, do you seriously believe that you know better than, I don't know, 500 people employed at medium.com? I don't know. Probably not. Most likely not. Definitely not. What I do know is that I never in my life came here and, okay, let me see what I want to read. Healthcare roulette. I find no meaning in this, right? At all. I don't know why this is a waste of resources. This is waste of just fetching useless data, right? I don't know. This is how I think about it. So, and I'm repeating this several times already, just so you can kind of understand my approach here and what I want to build, right? A good evening, G Bone 1. Good to see you here, man. What's up? How's life? Thank you very much, man. It's I mean, the thing is, right, with this programmer network stuff, right? For this programmer stuff, this is a programmer network because I'm a programmer, right? So it was obviously very logical to call it as such. But if this framework that we're trying to build here proves to be useful, right, it might expand on other fields as well, right? Because I feel the thing is, guys, you have to understand as well that the generation that's coming is different, right? The way that people use social platforms are changing. You look at Facebook, look at Twitter and stuff, their shares are kind of going down constantly. Those platforms are losing people, and there's a lot of reasons behind it. You know, people are wasting a lot of time there, and they're understanding that those platforms aren't transparent. They track you, they sell the data. How many times past year or two you've seen Facebook being sued, Google being sued, Twitter being, you know, not, you know, during that sale with Elon Musk, you know, that didn't want to provide the actual picture of the real users and not bots and stuff. So regardless of this subject here at hand, you can kind of see that the landscape of this type of stuff is changing, and this platform might not even be released, or it might become nothing, right? Or it might become something great. We'll see how it goes. But in a nutshell, right, like things are changing, and generation that's coming is changing. I feel that, you know, my generation, you guys, and the newer generations, they're going to be more aware of tracking and transparency, and they're going to hopefully know that nothing is free. There's no free stuff like that. Facebook isn't free, you know, Twitter isn't free and stuff like that. So this is the sort of stuff I would like to tackle to an extent that I possibly can with the time I have, resources, knowledge. Of course, a lot of those are very serious issues, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna solve them personally, but this is kind of, I feel that those types of things are gonna go, and that's the direction they're gonna go in. Now, if this is gonna be a platform for in this very small subdomain of things, would be great. But either way, I mean, things are going to change 100%. Just look at the stocks of those companies, of Facebook and Twitter and all of those, etc., etc. I mean, you can see that people have lost kind of hope, because once you kind of lie to people once, getting back that trust is impossible, right? Same goes to a bunch of those others, right? So G Brownie, that's, so you basically said this, right? And I 100% agree. And that's, I know that many people feel the same, right? I know that people want to tailor their own experience, you know, follow a few developers, you know, follow a few tags. Usually you're probably gonna end up following maybe 1 or 2 tags. And in the limited, because think about it, like we all have a limited time, man. I don't have the time to open, I don't even you see what's the thing, I think, and this is seriously something I had some sort of revelation past couple of years. Like the thing is, so when I worked at Airtame, I worked at this company, you know, like 6 years ago. And I'm not gonna pitch the company by no means, but I just want to tell you the story. So when I worked at this company, I believe it was almost 5 or 6 years ago, this company builds this something like Google Chromecast. It's a streaming device where you wirelessly stream from any device to your screen, and it's an enterprise product, right? So when I worked there, I thought that the product that I'm building is kind of the most important product in the world. Like that's how I kind of treated it. It's like, we're building this streaming device and we're gonna help companies not need cables in their offices, and you know, we're gonna save them time and blah blah. But then when I actually went to and see how our customers are using the product, I realized that, dude, they don't care. They don't give a crap, right? They turn on the app, stream in a meeting for 20 minutes, they turn it off and they leave. They have no perception that this is something super important. Sure, it solves this little fragment for them of streaming to a device, and that's it. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this is because it's very easy to fall into this trap when you're building something of your own, that you think that you're gonna now solve everyone's problems. Like, I don't anticipate that if we build this programmer network, if we release it, I have no expectations that somebody's gonna go there every day and spend 3 hours. In reality, people are going to spend 5-10 minutes, even if that, and this applies to every other platform. That being said, I think it has never been as important due to also attention span of people, which dramatically went down past 2 decades, to make something as simple and as primitive and as you know, as it is today, right? So if you want to build a product, no matter what it is, make sure it's easy, simple, easy to onboard, easy to get started. Right, because people don't have the time, man. We are building, think about it, we're building smartwatches, smartphones, smart fridges, smart whatever, right? People don't have the nerves or the time to fiddle with your, you know, airtime for 3 hours, man. You go to the office room, you stream, you click stop streaming, and you go to 15 other things that you have to do today, right? Exactly, right? So it's very important as a creator as well to understand that, hey, nobody's going to go to sign up on Programmer Network and write 15 articles a day and, you know, write 73 comments a day, right? That's not going to happen. So you then think, okay, how can I make this as dumb as possible? So this limited time that people have, they don't, you know, Heisenballs or G-Bound or whatever, they're not going to scroll to the random feed for 20 minutes, man. The guy has a kid, maybe, right? He has a job. He doesn't have 20 minutes of time to scroll to the random feed to find something that he or she is interested in, right? So this is kind of exactly viable clan member. That's exactly my point. I've seen this. I worked as a mentor, as many of you know, for like 5.5 years, and I've seen that. And this is the problem. I mean, this maybe isn't even a problem. Maybe call it evolution, right? We as human race, we are changing, right? Our attention span, for example, for random things might be lower, but maybe our attention span for singular things, right? So it's not only you, man. It's not only you. Just for example, look at YouTube. Why do you think that YouTube has released its short videos? Because people can't focus more than 3 minutes, right? It's sad and depressing, but it's true. Anyway, I'm not talking about Programmer Network now. I'm just trying to tell you, if you're building something, don't get obsessed by it, because nobody is gonna look at it like you are. You know, nobody's gonna do that, right? Right. Sure, for sure. I mean, I've seen, for example, like, believe it or not, like, the retention rate of this stream of mine is actually quite high. When I look at the statistics, a lot of people come back. It's just that most people are kind of silent and they don't comment and they don't write. And the reason for that is because I do a lot of this. We talk and I share some of the insights and people appreciate that. But that's exactly the point. If there is, like, I can literally see, like, if I would start building some arbitrary component now, in 5 minutes people would leave, right? Because people need things instantly. They need it it's like drugs, right? It's like you're constantly kind of just, you know, injecting yourself with things, and if you don't have it for 5 minutes, you get bored, right? So exactly, idea maker, that's also a good point. But that's what I'm saying. I truly try in this stream to make people have fun and learn something, right? So yeah, I mean, again, right, like to be very frank with you, probably, like, if I'm not streaming, there's no, I mean, it's 1 o'clock, it's 1 a.m., right? I'm not gonna work in 7 hours, then take care of my kid, then be with my wife, right? So if I didn't start streaming and if you guys aren't here, there's no chance, right, that I would do this every night. Absolutely no chance. Full-time job, take care of the kid after daycare, like, right? So it's kind of, for me, community clearly matters, is because it's so much more fun. Even the kid now just said, hey dude, like, I just have you in the background, so I feel the sense of some community. In one way or the other, you kind of feel that you're also coding, so you are now sitting the kid behind your own computer and you're coding something and I'm coding something, and then you feel, you know, okay, like you said, like, hey, there's another dude struggling with things, so it's easier to me, right? So that is what community is, right? And that's why I also want to build this platform to be fully influenced by people, because I mean, that would be super cool, man. Imagine we release this and stuff like that. And then like I literally would market it as, I would literally have a landing page that says, you know, platform built by the community. Because I'm obviously, a lot of stuff that's built is my idea and stuff. But lately, more and more as things are shaping up, it's your ideas, right? So in a way, I'm almost like a tool, basically, right? So that would be super cool. I've never heard that anything was built like that. Maybe, maybe there's a good reason for that, but we'll see. I mean, I personally find it super cool. Yeah, man. Like I swear to God, if we manage to release this, I swear to God, I have a feeling that freaking TechCrunch is gonna write about this. No. I swear to God, man. I'm almost like certain, because I would write about that if I would hear that some product somewhere was built online, you know, and released and influenced by people, and that's new, right? That's not very common, right? Awesome. Well, guys, I think I could literally talk until the morning. I think it's 15. If it's 1:15 here. Seriously, like, thank you so much. I really had a lot of fun. I mean, I would literally like do this for 5 more hours. Like if I'm not working and stuff, I would stream for like 10 hours a day. It's really fun. So let's try to yeah, I'm gonna be streaming pretty much every day, guys. So whenever you're around, whenever you have time, just come by, and don't forget to join this Discord. This bot is spamming the Discord. Just really, the Discord is about, we just chat like this there sometimes, and then I say, hey, I'm gonna stream and stuff. So thank you all, man. Heisen Balls, Matt Dog, all of you guys, thank you so much. Some of you have been here with me for 3 hours now, so I guess that gives me some confidence. So yeah, thank you so much.